Dear students, Jai Hind and very good morning. Welcome back. As you all know that from your portion of maths, which consists of 12 chapters, in these 12 chapters, one chapter in out of the 12 chapters in first term exam, how it will be taken either online or whatever, that we don't know yet, but we are including 5 chapters in first term and rest of the chapter in second term. Those 5 chapters you have been already broadcasted the lectures for. Chapter number 1, that you all know, the rational number. Okay, then chapter number 2, powers and exponent we have done. Chapter number 3, square, square root, cube and cube roots. Chapter number 5, algebraic expression, and one more chapter number 10, that is mensuration. Those 5 chapters we are including as a syllabus for your first semester. Okay. Now, dear student, from today, from this particular lecture, we are starting the second term portion. The rest of the chapters are all in second term. Understand? Now we are starting today chapter number 7, as I told you before we started mensuration chapter, that after we complete mensuration, we are going to start a new chapter of second term, that is understanding the shape. Okay, that is what we are starting in today's lecture. Okay, let us first write the title of the chapter. Okay, chapter is chapter 7. Okay, and title of the chapter is understanding. Okay, understanding shapes. That means, dear student, in this particular chapter you are attending today, as you know, lecture number 1. Okay, in this particular chapter, the title itself gives an idea that in this particular chapter we are actually not going to understand all shapes, but this particular chapter confines specifically our discussion regarding specially quadrilaterals. I gave you some glimpse of quadrilateral when we started mensuration. At that time also, if you can remember, I have given you a glimpse of various types of quadrilateral, if you can remember. Understand? In this particular chapter, there will be discussion about all types of quadrilateral and some general discussion regarding quadrilateral. And make one thing very clear. When you understand in detail about quadrilateral, that is going to benefit you a lot in 9, 10 and further upper standard also. Your concept regarding quadrilateral, because in this particular chapter we will discuss in detail about quadrilaterals only. So make your concept and understand, and when you attend the lecture please be very alert and try to understand each and every word which are explained. Understand? Okay? Because this particular chapter is a concept of geometry, and that's why you have to be very, very concentrated and alert. Okay? Now, dear student, before we start our discussion about types of quadrilateral, first we have to understand quadrilaterals. Okay? So, our today's lecture is specifically for understanding in detail the concept of quadrilateral. That is our target today. What is actually quadrilateral is understand, and we will understand some detail about quadrilaterals. Okay, dear student, let us see why in this particular chapter of geometry I am going to cover in detail. Suppose in textbook they have directly given the definition, understand, but we will not directly understand the definition. We will go in detail to each and every word. Suppose let us try to understand the meaning of quadrilateral or how quadrilateral is formed. You all know one thing, that a quadrilateral is a, you all are knowing one thing very well, that quadrilateral is a closed figure, that you all know. Quadrilateral is a closed figure. Quadrilateral is a planar figure. Okay. Planar figure. It is a closed figure. How quadrilateral gets formed? Because it is a planar figure, a quadrilateral is formed by four coplanar points. First try to understand. Suppose, dear student, you consider this board a plane. Okay. Suppose on this planar board I take 4 points. Suppose point A. Suppose I take point B. Suppose I take point C and I take point D. Okay. I have taken 4 points. Understand, in the same plane. We will consider the flat surface of this board as a plane. I have taken 4 points on the plane. All these points which I have taken are called coplanar points. Some of the important words of geometry coplanar point. Why I call it coplanar points? Because all these points lie on the same plane. That's why they are coplanar points. You understood this, okay? Now these four coplanar points are already there on the plane. If you join all coplanar points by line segments, line segment AB, line segment BC, line segment CD, and line segment AD. If you join all the four coplanar points by line segment, then you realized a closed figure which is known as quadrilateral. You understood this? So quadrilateral is a closed planar figure formed by four line segments. Here four line segments, understand, AB, BC, CD and AD, or speak DA, understood, are making quadrilateral ABCD. You understood this? Just whenever I speak quadrilateral ABCD, I will not write the word quadrilateral, I will just put the symbol. Understand? Suppose say I call a quadrilateral ABCD. Understood? So I can write this way, quadrilateral ABCD. Actually this quadrilateral is formed by four line segment, so you can write this way, line segment AB. In geometry we can't write plus, we can show the symbol of union. Understand? The quadrilateral ABCD is equal to line segment AB union line segment BC union line segment CD union line segment DA. Means this quadrilateral ABCD is formed by how many line segments? Four line segments. All these four line segments which we have mentioned here are actually known as sides of quadrilateral. Okay, sides of quadrilateral. Okay, so quadrilateral is a closed figure formed by union of four line segment. Those four line segment which are actually making the quadrilateral are called sides of quadrilateral ABCD. Understand? When you name any quadrilateral, obviously we know that quadrilateral is formed by four sides. But dear student, make one thing very clear regarding quadrilateral. Suppose I draw 2 to 3 another quadrilateral, suppose. One more I draw here, suppose. Try to understand. Suppose this quadrilateral I have written here, they are also a result of closed figure by four line segment. I can name any quadrilateral. Suppose I name it PQRS, okay? So here see dear student, I was moving anti-clockwise. You understood this? I was moving A, B, C, D. So here suppose dear student, I can move clockwise also. I can move this way, quadrilateral PQ PQRS. This is also the way to move. Suppose I want to name this quadrilateral XYZW. So again I can move anti-clockwise XYZW. Okay. But dear student, remember one thing very clearly, that whenever you want to name any quadrilateral, you can't move naming it in a zigzag way like A, B, C, D. You can't do that way. You have to maintain the sequence, either moving clockwise or moving anti-clockwise. It doesn't matter that you name quadrilateral clockwise or you name quadrilateral anti-clockwise. That doesn't matter. What matter is you have to maintain the sequence when you name the quadrilateral. Understand? So dear student, meaning of quadrilateral has been clear in your mind. It is a closed planar figure formed by four line segments. Okay. Now one more thing. Let us discuss types of sides in detail. We all know very well that quadrilateral is a closed figure formed by four sides. That we know that quadrilateral has four sides. Okay. One more thing, dear student, all these four are sides that we know. Okay. Quadrilateral has four sides, but one more thing. This is what we are going to discuss now, which are actually called opposite side. This is what you need to understand now. Opposite sides. What first? Let us try to understand what is actually the meaning of opposite sides. Try to understand. Opposite sides means, suppose we think of this quadrilateral, so opposite samsame AB and CD are opposite side, AD and BC are opposite side. One thing has to be very clear. Opposite side means what? Those sides which do not have any point in common are called opposite side. Suppose you speak the name AB and CD. Do they have any point in common? No. AD and BC. Do you have any point in common? No. So how many pair of opposite side? Two pairs. How many? Two pairs. First pair AB and CD. Second pair AD and BC. A quadrilateral has two pairs of opposite side. What do you mean by opposite side? Those two sides which do not have any point in common are called opposite side. AB and CD, AD and BC. So dear student, you can write this way. A quadrilateral has how many pair of opposite side? Two pairs. Okay. This is also you need to remember. A quadrilateral has two pairs of opposite side. Which are those here? Can you mention? Pair AB, when you write this way, you have to show the bar sign here. AB and CD. This is first pair of opposite side. Name the second pair of opposite side AD and BC. There are two pairs of opposite side. Understand? Suppose here you just try to understand in this quadrilateral PQRS. Can you mention two pairs of opposite side? First pair speak out PQ and SR, one pair. Can you speak out the second pair PS and QR, two pairs of opposite side? Here XY ZW or WZ, whatever you can speak, one pair. Second pair XW YZ, two pairs of opposite side. You understood this? Okay, so this is clear. A quadrilateral has how many pairs of opposite side? Two pairs. You understood this? Okay. Now let us move to another topic. Adjacent side. Adjacent sides. Try to understand. First, before defining adjacent side, just be alert and concentrate. I am speaking the name of the side, pair, first pair. Concentrate here. AB and BC, one point. B is common. Second pair, BC and CD, again one point common. Second pair. Third, CD and DA, one point common. Third pair, DA and AB, one point common. A, fourth pair. So there are, before we define, you must have understood one thing very clear, that there are how many pair of adjacent side? Four pairs. How many pair? Four pairs. And one more thing. Somebody asks you to define adjacent side. Every time I spoke the pair, I reminded you that one point is always common. So how will you define adjacent side? Two sides having one point common are known as adjacent side. Speaking it again. Two sides having one point common are called pair of adjacent side. Quadrilateral has how many pair of adjacent side? Four pairs. Let us mention them here. Okay. First, start speaking AB and BC. That's the first pair. Okay. Second pair of adjacent side. Can you speak it? BC and CD. Third pair of adjacent side, CD and AD. fourth pair of adjacent side AD and AB. You understood this, student? So quadrilateral has four pairs of adjacent side, that you should understand. Two pair of opposite side, four pair of adjacent side. Suppose I ask you from this quadrilateral, can you speak the four pairs of adjacent side? Start speaking from here. First pair, PQ and QR. Second pair, speak before me at your home, QR and RS. Third, RS and SP. Fourth, SP and PQ. Suppose, dear student, in this quadrilateral X, Y, Z, W, speak the name of four pairs of adjacent side. Start speaking from here. First pair, XY and YZ. Second pair, YZ and ZW. Third pair, ZW and WX. Fourth pair, WX and XY. Understood? So quadrilateral has actually how many pair of adjacent side? Four pair. This is something regarding sides. Let us also discuss regarding angles. Okay. Now, my dear student, still you are in 8th standard. So I do not want to confuse you more in the concept of angle. Understand? In 9th standard, when you go, you will understand that angles are actually not a part of quadrilateral. They are actually a part of interior of quadrilateral. But let us not, I do not want to confuse you discussing about that. Just now you only concentrate here that a quadrilateral has four angles. Are you able to see them here? Understand? See this one, then this one, four angle. If somebody asks you to name this angle, I have seen student even in 8th standard not able to name quadrilateral, not able to label quadrilateral properly, even not able to write the full name of the angle. Suppose if I ask you name this angle, so you speak angle A, but if I want full name, how will you name this angle A? Please concentrate, student. Either you start from here or here. Let me speak. This angle we are targeting. Angle BAD or angle DAB. Two-way. Suppose somebody asks you to name this angle. Start from here first. Angle ABC or angle CBA. The angle which you want to name is actually a point of vertex in angle. Understood? Suppose you want to name this angle. Can you speak? angle BCD, angle DCB. Suppose you want to name this angle. How will you name? Angle ADC or angle CDA. This way you can name the angle. Understand? Now, dear student, 4 angles that you know. Now let us also try to understand opposite angles. Okay, the concept of opposite angles. Let us try to understand opposite angle means what. See, dear student, suppose I say angle A and angle C are opposite angle. Why they are opposite angle? So they do not have any arm common, any arm. You all know, you have studied the concept of angle somewhere in primary, that any angle has two arms. Suppose angle A has two arms, AD and AB. Angle C has two arms, CB and CD. Is there any arm common between these two angles? No, because angle A has two arms. Which are these? AB and AD. Angle C has two arms. Which are CD and CB? No arms are common. So, dear student, try to understand what is actually the meaning of opposite angle. Two angles having no arms common are known as opposite angle. You understood? Two angles having no arm common are known as opposite angle. Obviously, a quadrilateral has got how many pairs of opposite angles? So, dear student, first pair, angle A, angle C. If you want to speak the name, full name, so BAD, BCD, that way also you can speak. Another pair, angle B and angle D. So, I mentioned this, that a quadrilateral has again two pairs of opposite angles. Okay, the first pair, angle A and angle C. I am not writing the full name of the angle, that I explained you initially, how to name a full angle. Understand? The second pair, let us take angle B and angle D. Okay, how many pairs of opposite angles a quadrilateral has? So, as you know, two pairs, angle A, angle C, angle B, angle D. Suppose in this quadrilateral, PQRS. I can also speak, dear student, any quadrilateral, you start from any vertex. Suppose I want to name this quadrilateral starting from Q, you can speak this way also, QRSP, QPSR. Suppose you want to start from S, SRQP, SPQR. You can name anyway, but when you name any quadrilateral, you have to maintain the sequence. Either you may move clockwise or anti-clockwise. That's your choice. Suppose I ask you in this quadrilateral, please give the name of two pairs of opposite angles. Start speaking. Angle P and angle R. To give the full name, you know, angle SPQ or QPS that I explained you initially. Angle P, angle R. Angle S, angle Q. Two pairs of opposite angles. In this quadrilateral, suppose I want to name this quadrilateral starting from vertex Z in anti-clockwise. Can you name it? Bolo. Z, W, X, Y. Want to name the same quadrilateral from Y moving clockwise. How can you name Y, X, W, Z? You can't name quadrilateral in zigzag way. That is the only care you have to take about. Okay. How many pair of opposite angle? Two pair. Can you name them? Angle X, angle Z, angle Y, angle W. Okay. So, two pairs of opposite angles. Understand? Right? And the concept in angles, that is adjacent angles, like inside we spoke, which you call adjacent sides. Two sides having one point common, if you can remember. In angle we are not going to speak about point, we are going to speak about arms. Two angle having one arm common are known as adjacent angle. Repeat. Two angles having one arm common are known as adjacent angle. How you can realize this? Suppose, dear student, angle A and angle B. Can you name angle A? Full name. So, angle B, A, C. Can you name angle B? Angle A, B, C. One arm is common, AB is common. Between these two angles, AB is common. Between angle B and C, BC will be common. You speak the name of this angle. Angle A, B, C. Speak this. D, C, B. One arm is common. Angle C and D have CD common. You speak the name of this angle. A, D, C. You speak this. B, C, D. One arm is common. Between angle A and angle D, again one arm AD is common. Speak the name of angle A, the angle B, A, angle C, D, A, one arm common. So, dear student, try to understand the definition of adjacent angles. Okay. What is the definition of adjacent angles? Can you speak it out? Adjacent angles, so two angles having one arm common. Two angles having one arm common are known as adjacent angles. Okay. Can you tell a quadrilateral has how many pair of adjacent angles? Obviously, four pairs of adjacent angle. Okay, just try to name them first. Angle A and angle B. Second pair, angle B, angle C. Third pair, angle C, angle D. Fourth pair, angle D, angle A. A quadrilateral has got four pairs of adjacent angles. Understood? Make it clear. Quadrilateral has four vertices, two pairs of opposite side, four pairs of adjacent sides, two pairs of opposite angles, four pairs of adjacent angles. And dear student, suppose I ask you from here, please speak out the pairs of adjacent angle. Can you speak with me? First pair, angle P and angle Q. Second, angle Q, angle R. Third, angle R, angle S. Fourth, angle S and angle P. Suppose in this particular quadrilateral, speak the pairs of four pairs of adjacent angle, angle X and angle Y, angle Y and angle Z, angle Z and angle W and angle X, four pairs of adjacent angles. Okay. And one more thing. All these are actually the parts of the quadrilateral. Four sides, four angle. Though we classified sides as opposite and adjacent, angles as opposite and adjacent, but ultimately so there are four angles. And one more thing. Suppose in this, dear student, I just join this opposite vertex. Okay. If I join vertex A and C, the line segment which I get is called diagonal. That you all know, or if you don't know, you should know now. Diagonal. This is called diagonal AC. Understand? Let me join another diagonal by joining vertex B and D. This is also diagonal. So dear student, a quadrilateral has how many pairs of diagonals? One pair only. AC and BD. How you got diagonal? Just by joining opposite vertices in quadrilateral. Understand? And one more thing, dear student. Why? You understood one pair of diagonal. Suppose if I ask you such question in MCQ, okay? Suppose I pick the name of two diagonal. If I just ask you such MCQ, name a diagonal which is formed by, or name a quadrilateral which is formed by diagonal PQ and XY. So two diagonal I spoke, PQ, XY. Suppose, dear student, you draw one diagonal PQ. You draw another diagonal xy. Now you join it. Can you name this quadrilateral? PXQY or PYQX. If you want to start from Q, X, XQYP, XPYQ. Want to start from Q, QXPY, QYPX. Want to start from Y, YPXQ, YQXP. This way, you should have the knowledge of naming any quadrilateral. Any quadrilateral you can name just by only if you just have the name of two diagonal, you can realize any quadrilateral from this. Understand? How to name quadrilateral, that I already explained you. Start from any vertex but never move zigzag. Start from any vertex, then move in sequence. Maybe you move clockwise or you move anti-clockwise, that doesn't matter. But you can't move zigzag, that you should know. Understand? And one more thing, dear student. Quadrilateral has four angles, that you know. Now one property which has been actually said as angle sum property, that means what? If you sum up all angles in quadrilateral, suppose here quadrilateral ABCD is there. If you add all angles, you can test at home also. It is not like that you just accept. At your home, you draw any quadrilateral. You measure all the angle and you sum up, it is going to be 360 always. Understand? You do not have to, no doubt, we have accepted this and we are also going to prove it in the next lecture through one theorem. Before we move into theorem, I have to explain you the meaning of theorem also. That is again a basic concept of geometry. But one thing has to be very clear. The sum of measures of all angles of a quadrilateral is 360. To be again repeating, the sum of measures of all angles of quadrilateral is 360. To write it symbolically, measure angle A plus measure angle B plus measure angle C plus measure angle D equal to 360. Sum of all four angles of a quadrilateral is always 360 degree. That you should remember. So these are some of the important basic concept regarding quadrilateral, and before you move in deep in this particular chapter, I always want your concept needs to be extremely clear regarding quadrilateral, how to name quadrilateral, understand either clockwise or anti-clockwise, how many pair of opposite side, how many pair of adjacent side, how many pair of opposite angles, how many pair of adjacent angles, understand, how many pair of diagonal, what is diagonal, line segment joining opposite vertices of a quadrilateral, is known as diagonal. Understand, it can be asked in definition also, maybe in MCQ also. A line segment joining opposite vertices of a quadrilateral is called what? Diagonal. Understand? So first you need to make your concept regarding quadrilateral very clear. Okay? So dear student, what is more important, because when you solve theorem or you solve examples based on quadrilateral and types of quadrilateral, parallelogram, trapezium, all, understand at that time, this concept, if you have understood it thoroughly, is going to be very useful. In exam, I can, suppose I name one quadrilateral, suppose if I say name all parts of quadrilateral XYMN. So all parts means you have to mention 4 vertices, 4 sides. Inside also you have to mention 2 pair of opposite side, 4 pair of adjacent side, 4 angles. Then in 4 angle also to classify, and you have to list out 2 pairs of opposite angle, 4 pairs of adjacent angle, and at the same time you also have to mention 1 pair of diagonal. This is the way you can name all parts of quadrilateral. Understood? But make, that's why we are moving. Understand? Somewhere you might have in previous standard understood the concept of quadrilateral, maybe, but we are moving them basic to basic. Why? Because until your concept are clear regarding how to name adjacent side, how to name opposite side, how to name adjacent angle, you will never be able to solve theorems as well as difficult example clearly. That's why we are moving from the first lecture in extreme basics. Today in lecture number 1, I just gave you a complete idea. No doubt the concept may appear later on, like concave quadrilateral, convex quadrilateral, but that's a concept you will understand in higher standard. Okay? Just now, for the standard 8, these basics are compulsory for you to understand, and it is compulsory for you to remember also. So today in lecture number 1, we understood the basic concept of quadrilateral. Then in next lecture we are going to move about proving a theorem and then solving examples regarding quadrilateral. Okay. So dear student, thank you very much.